What's up everyone, welcome back to Entropia Universe. Today is going to be a bit different as I'm out exploring Next Island in ancient Greece. A lot of my videos in the past have been about Planet Cyrene, Rocktropia, and a few other things. I haven't really done much on Next Island for missions, and since I haven't been here much, it's really hard to know what's changed. So I took to a very helpful website called Next Island Helper. It was incredibly laid out, perfect to direct me exactly where I needed to go and what I needed to do and start with. So here's a quick little image of the website. I'm sure most of you that have been on Next Island have seen or used this website before. If not, it's very useful for things that any type of thing really, any waypoints, missions, new updates. Very useful tool when I came to this planet. As I said, I haven't really spent a whole lot of time here, so it was almost overwhelming with how much stuff they actually have. A few friends have pointed me in the right direction as well. Well, it's been a really fun experience though so far. So here's my first little bit of what I've experienced on the ancient Greece Next Island area. You can see the website's laid out pretty well. I don't have to explain it. It speaks for itself. So right now we're in the Thebes area. I figured since the last time I was here it was a lot different. There is a new mission that takes about 137 days to complete. I figured I would start with that. As of this video right now, I'm on day 5. You can see the days over in the corner. I decided to work on the not a token tokens. If you do come to ancient Greece, this is a pretty cool area here. There's all these like canopic vases that you can use to teleport to different areas. So this one here is going to take you to the collision site. I chose to hunt the mugging monkeys at the collision sites. And this would be that area here. You see the monkeys. Pretty cool. It makes it easy to get around the planet fairly quick. Just watch when you're going to, I believe it's the shipyard. It drops you in the middle of a lake or an ocean or something, and it's not really. I usually have to hit the teleport button to get out of it. I really like the theme they have on this planet. Obviously, ancient Greece. Everything in here, in this little area, you need to get the not a token tokens, and as I showed on the Next Island Helper, you can do the daily missions here on ancient Greece. I believe you can take part on Next Island for some of them. The tree cutting harvesting I've been doing in the Next Island area, and once again the locations for the trees I got off Next Island Helper, so thank you for that website. It has been a lifesaver coming here. The Gorgon mirror is actually what I'm going for right now. It increases garment crafting skills by 20%, so I'm going to start focusing on that. I have a few not a token tokens right now, not too many. I just got here, it's only my 4th day. But I figure if I stay here for the 137 days, by the time I get to the end of it, I should be fairly close to finishing the mission. And if not, I'll spend some more time here. Right now, I have been really enjoying my time on this planet, and I actually decided to lay down some, I wouldn't say roots, but I definitely want to spend some time here. Now you can see there's armor, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff that you can get from these not a token tokens. The knots, as it says on the Next Island Helper website. You get all this different missions from these NPCs as well. They're the daily missions for your not a token tokens. And we got all our textures. You got a bunch of cool stuff that you can get from these. It really seems like if you put your time into this, it could be worth it depending on what you're going for in the end, or even if you just want a couple new cool things. My main concern when I got here was the markup for the loot. So since I was starting with the mugging monkeys at the collision site, I decided to do 300 PED hunts just to see if there was any markup in the actual loot, and if there was, would I be able to sell it going forward? Because sometimes a lot of these papoos and mobs on Next Island, they carry a lot of paint, a lot of things that over time build up, but it's really hard over a short period of time to actually kind of grab some TT value with all these items, because they do have a lot in comparison to some different mobs, I would say, on other planets. which I really find cool. I really like the crystals and everything that you can get from it. And from the bit of experience that I have had here, it seems like it's going to be pretty good going forward. I don't think I would leave Cyrene really unless I thought it was going to be worth it either. But as a lot of you players know that have been on the same planet for a long period of time, it can get a little exhausting, I suppose, and repetitive. So I thought something new and exciting would be the way, and I mean ancient Greece and Next Island obviously has had quite the big update recently, and I thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, I have some friends here right now and said it was worth coming and checking it out. So this is the end of my first monkey hunt. I did 3 of them. It didn't want to show the whole thing, but I just wanted to show a little bit. They do swarm you very quick. The aggro is very high. The gear that I chose to use for these 3 hunts is just a normal adjusted Nemesis full set of armor. I have a corrosive attack nanochip 5 that I'm using. It's low on decay. It only uses like 0.01 per attack. Just trying to hunt low, hunt within means right now, and see if we can kind of build up from that. 300 PED is a fairly affordable hunt. It's not out of the way. I mean, it's really fun to go out with 1,000 PED and burn it off within an hour, but I mean, most times I don't come out on top of those, whereas the smaller hunts, then I've actually done really well on these. So I've done 4 days. My first day was the best. I came out, I almost doubled what I started with. I had 300 starting. I ended up with 590 PED at the end of the hunt, but I did get 2 big globals on them. I didn't record that, and I felt after that pretty good hunt, I felt the second one would be a great place to start, because if you have a really good hunt on something, you can't have a good hunt, a good positive PED hunt on every hunt that you have, right? I mean, it's otherwise, how would Mind Art make any money? So I figured after a big hunt first start like that, first mob on ancient Greece, I wanted to see and test it out and see what the market value of the loot would be over the course of a few days and a few hundred PED. So you can see I got some decent stuff here. Overall, 300 PED starting, 15 PED decay worth of my nano chip, and I came out with about 418, which was pretty good for that bit of a hunt. Here is the second portion of the hunt, and these little mobs actually drop some cool stuff. I got a pretty cool little vase, or vase, however you prefer to pronounce it. Some coiled ropes. It looks like the monkeys have stolen stuff from the Phoebe's marketplace, which I thought was pretty funny. The main loot that I noticed from these right now is the rhodonite crystal and the papu heart, although the tails and palms also have their uses. The papu palms you can use for the color missions with the at the carnival, I believe, is the entrance. I think you need, I don't know the amount of papu palms. It's less than 10, I believe, though. And then the papu tails you can use for fishing in ancient Greece. I'm not sure what other kind of uses they have at this point, as I'm very new to the planet, but this is what I've kind of figured out so far, which kind of does give them a little bit of markup. I haven't had any luck selling any of the papu stuff yet, but we'll see at the end of it. It's easier to sell a bigger stack. I haven't really tried to sell anything either yet at this point, because I'm still in the middle of video. Alright, we're back at the trade terminal now. Here is the stuff that we got. This is what I was talking about earlier. I have the ancient Greece storage vase. Sorry, tongue twisted there for a second. Which I thought was pretty cool. You can get some decent little items apparently from those little mugging monkeys. Apparently they were stealing stuff from the Thebes market. That's what the description says anyway. Rhodonite crystal is going to be my main target to try to sell. I think that'll make up any of the value that I lose possibly by the end. We'll see after that. This is the third hunt here. It was the lowest so far for TT value, but with the first hunt being about 100 pet over, and as I said prior, I did really well on the first hunt for these. I got about 590 pet, so I figured the loot would progressively go down, but I mean, I stayed pretty balanced over the whole thing with decay from my chip and my armor. It was about 15 to 20 ped per, which overall isn't too bad. I really stopped trying to buy limited weapons unless like a friend messages me and says, hey, you want to go do a big hunt? It's like, oh, sure. And then I'll grab a limited gun, limited ammo. But I really don't like to do that stuff because it's really hard to make the value back when you're already down a certain percentage just at the beginning of the hunt. So I've really been trying to use my UL stuff, Mind Force especially. I have a sword, Mind Force, a gun, you know, nothing that's gonna get me a huge mob, but mobs that are big enough that I can continuously hunt them. So here's our value from the third hunt. Like I said, I have everything written out on a piece of, I guess it would be the Paint program I did it on, since Microsoft Word charges now. Or charges mine anyway. Unless I just couldn't figure it out, which is always a possibility. So I did manage to get a good chunk of stuff. At the end of the video, I did end up selling it. You'll see here. After I'm done messing around with my storage. Overall, this is the unique loot that I got from it, minus animal oils that I've saved. Good chunk of rhodonite and papu heart. So this stuff's been selling pretty good recently, so I have confidence in this. I looked on the auction house and I really didn't see too much on there, but since it's selling, it kind of says to me that it's something that will sell. You see Next Island and Ancient Greece both don't have any sale on right now of rhodonite, so I figured the first place I'm going to do is to try to help out a person with a player-to-player trade. It'll probably be a little bit lower than what I could get off the auction, but I'll save the auction fees, and it keeps it in the community as well, which I'm 100% on board with, especially if I feel that I'm doing well already as it is. So I did advertise for it in the chat. You can see there. There's the PM for it right away, pretty much. Got about 69 PED. Here's the trade here. So you can see it really didn't take long to move that rhodonite, which really put some hope into my stay here. The fact that I was able to sell that quickly. I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff here that I can find and mark up that I can try to chase to get to that point. Here's my total 3-day 300 pet hunt. You can see, you can pause that, take a look at it. I put everything there. As for Next Island, I really haven't done too much. I did unlock the Neo-Elysian Order here to start the Drake Egg missions. I thought that would be a cool thing. However, the Drakes are a bit out of my range, especially right now with I'm trying to play a little bit cheaper. But I figured it'd be a good spot to check out anyway. And there's all the items I collected. I didn't collect them actually. I suppose you could say I collected them, but I purchased them all off the auction house. I figured it'd be the easiest since a lot of those aren't that easy to craft and find the materials for. Although I did give it a good attempt, I figured it'd just be cheaper in the end for me and less of a headache just to purchase them. So there's your VIP access. You can go down to this teleporter now. This is my first VIP. I don't have Stel, Haruspex, Reza, Loyalist. I have none of the VIPs, although I do plan on working on them here going into the future because there's a lot of good daily missions and stuff. One thing I really did like about Next Island is the stackable missions and the skill gains that you can get here. It's pretty crazy. I do like focusing on the knots though. So here's the mission. You can read it if you want. I'm not gonna read it, but for the main part, you can choose one of the drakes that you would like. I was really hesitant on which one. My son's like, Death Drake, Death Drake. I was like, okay, that sounds good to me. So I ended up taking the Death Drake, which is pretty good actually, because there's a few stackable missions with it. So I really like this planet so far. It's really got my attention, and I think that I will stay here for the foreseeable future, just at least for the Gorgon Mirror and maybe some stuff from the Not a Token store on Ancient Greece. So if you do want to see my outlook here and the details of the hunts and everything, just let me know and I can continue making decent, well, trying to make. I've really been lacking time. I had a couple days off from work. There was a bit of a shortage with the outside of the building was being tarped off, and so it's like, do you want to take a week off? Sure. I mean, don't threaten me with a good time, you know. so, so I mean, well, it kept the younger guys busy too. I've been in the trades for quite a while. I'm a little more established than some of the younger guys, and they can't really afford with the price of everything to miss that time. So I figured, you know what, I'll take the time off, and I love spending time with my family. So it's really not a big deal to me. It's actually a win in my book. And you can see the missions. You get 4 pretty cool blueprints here. I didn't know what to expect when I got these missions. I chose for my daily Drake eradication, I chose the Vulcans, but when I got to the Neo Legion Order, I chose the Death Drakes. So really, I could have stacked my daily Drake eradication with the Neo Death Drake missions, plus there's a Death Drake mission for armor. You can see there, armor blueprints. It's 4 missions that I've found right there just with Death Drakes that you can stack. I'm sure there's a whole ton of them. I haven't really done a whole lot of research onto Next Island yet. This is just my, I believe, 5th or 6th day on the actual planet here messing around. So this is the end of the daily Drake eradication. The rewards for it, I was pretty shocked actually, because I didn't really check the website to see anything. I just kind of gathered missions and just started messing around on the planet, right, just for fun. And I mean, who doesn't love a good dragon? So I figured Dragon Hunt was a good place to have some fun with. But you can see that you get a blueprint, some clicks of a blueprint. You get a Legion Tech, you get some Fury Drake scales, and 13 PED of universal ammo. Now I've seen there's another Drake mission where if you kill 400 Drakes, it gives you like 58 PED worth of materials to do your daily crystalline core blueprint daily, which is like 100 clicks. But I thought that was actually pretty cool. Like the rewards for some of these missions are amazing. Here are the Death Drakes. As you can see, like I can do them. I don't really want to get hit by them because I don't have the right type of armor. I believe they do acid damage. I just wanted to show all the overlap with the missions there on the right, plus the daily Drake eradication would give you 4 at least. There's probably more. I really don't know that much about the planet, so anybody that has information that they think that I might enjoy or like going forward, please comment. I would love that. I really appreciate all the information, all the tips. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of the information, because I am still trying to learn more every day about the game. Like I said, Next Island Helper has been an amazing help, and I appreciate the player that did make that website. It is very helpful. So I don't really kill too many of these. It took about, so when I was killing them, it took about 28 to make a little tick on the egg mission. So it's definitely going to take a good chunk of them to kill. But as I said, it's one of those missions that I can pick away with, and since there's so many overlaps, if I do 50 here, 50 there for my daily Drake eradication, eventually that mission will start going and finishing. Which is the main goal. It's not a rush, it's a marathon. It's one of those things that, you know, by the time I have grandkids, I should be able to get that Drake egg. But I say that about Cyrene too. There's so many missions and stuff that are designed to be a long mission chain, and they've really accomplished that. And the Next Island devs have done, and the Ancient Greece. I don't know the developers, but they've done an amazing job with the planet. As you can see, I'm standing on a point here, the beautiful view of Ancient Greece. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Come check it out, see for yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.